Well, good evening and welcome to another episode of Delve. Let's take an adventure this episode, an adventure where we can go racing off to exotic lands and exotic cars and just have the time of our life. Or maybe an adventure in a galaxy far, far away, being a bounty hunter who now controls this very people. He controls, well, I guess an adventure of someone that is now has climbed out of the Sarlacc pit and can kind of control the underworld. Or how about an adventure into yesteryear where, what we wanted underneath the tree was two controllers and an entertainment system and a certain video game with a plumber in it. It's now time to delve live. Good evening. Welcome to another live stream of Delve. I'm Tom Morris. Delve is the pop culture show that we get together every week and we celebrate everything about pop culture, from video games, to comic books, to movies, to animation, collectibles, TV shows. We celebrate pop culture by talking and discussing what's new, what's exciting, and also the community that we have here at Delve, which is also very important as everyone brings something unique to the table. And that's what it's all about, is celebrating pop culture, because in this episode, we're going to talk about different adventures that you may have with different video games, television shows, and movies. All of this brings us to great conversation and great fun. If you haven't already, make sure you've liked and subscribed to the channel, where you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And just let people know when they ask what Delve is about. Well, it's a pop culture show, and it celebrates everything great by having conversations in the community. So let's get started. And you'll have to apologize with me as I sit up. That's one of the great things about pop culture, is doesn't matter when or where, but there's always something great and exciting going on in pop culture. And just the first thing I want to talk about is new releases. Whether it is a franchise tentpole release for a movie, or maybe a franchise that is supposed to be called a killer app, or maybe a system seller, which is a system itself. Pop culture always has these big events. And what better way to talk about big events than talking about three things in pop culture: a video game, a television series based off a movie franchise, and a movie which is based on a time period where you can argue that the modern video game craze was started with this system. Let me get this down a little bit. Let me know in the comment section if you can hear me okay. Forza Horizon in the Forza series will be out next Tuesday on the Microsoft Series X and S consoles. Also, it will be through their cloud service in Windows 10. Forza, I believe, is what they call a system seller for their various for their system. It's a first-party game. It used to be a how should I say it? Microsoft, a few years ago, it bought various third-party studios and various second-party studios that were making games for them, because they wanted to have a better presence with first-party games, which is released under their banner. The Forza series has been out since the original Xbox, and it's a car racing game. It's a driving game where every year there's been two different games. There's a Forza, and then there's this Forza Horizon. Now, they back and forth each year with different games, but you drive realistic cars in realistic settings. And you have this, what they call a Forza Festival, that it's kind of an open world racing game. So I'm going to talk about this game now. It is kind of what I would call a system seller, a franchise release. And this might be a reason if people were to get Xboxes Series S and X this holiday season or were on the fence about getting one, this would be a game that they would go for. That this would be, oh, I'm waiting for this and this game come out. Forza is one of them. And what is Forza exactly? This Forza Horizon 5. Let me show you some pictures and we'll show you some video. And let me move my... This was been announced for a while. And like I said, it's coming out here on Tuesday the 9th. Immerse yourself in Mexico in Forza Horizon 5 and experience our largest, most diverse open world ever. Now, this was an article on the Microsoft Xbox site by Mike Brown, creative director of Forza Horizon Playground Games on June 13th. Forza Horizon 5, the highly anticipated follow-up to 2018's breakout hit open-world driving game Forza Horizon 4, arrives on November 9th on Xbox consoles, PC on Windows and Steam, and Xbox Game Pass, including console, PC, and cloud gaming. The Horizon Festival's unique brand of fun and freedom is headed to beautiful and vibrant Mexico. Forza Horizon 5 features the largest, most diverse open world ever in a Forza Horizon game set against a vibrant, ever-evolving landscape with limitless driving action in hundreds of the world's greatest cars. Forza Horizon 5 is powered by Xbox Series X and S, where you lead breathtaking expeditions across Mexico with its striking contrast and beauty in hundreds of the world's greatest cars. Discover living deserts, lush jungles, historic cities, hidden ruins, pristine beaches, vast canyons, and a towering snow-capped volcano, the highest point ever in a Horizon game. Get ready for Forza Horizon 5's deep campaign with challenges that reward you for engaging in the activities you love. Meet new characters and choose the outcome of their Horizon story missions and take on awe-inspiring weather events such as towering dust storms and intense tropical storms as Mexico's unique, dynamic seasons change the world every week. No two seasons will ever be the same. Team up with other players and enter the Horizon Arcade for a continuing series of fun, over-the-top challenges that keep you and your friends in the action. Meet new friends in Horizon Open and tours and share your creations with new community gift sharing. That sounds interesting. Forza Horizon 5 showcases powerful, all-new graphical features, experience sweeping vistas, and scan the distance to see the adventure that lies ahead. Encounter the smallest of details throughout the world, which is rendered with striking realism, down to the smallest details like the light that glows through each needle on the cholla cactus. Our Mexican HDR sky captures illuminate the world to the point that you feel as you were right there. And thanks to Xbox Series XS, ray tracing is utilized in Forza Vista to make the cars look even more true to real life. These are images off the Microsoft site showing the detail that they've put into each car. There are many cars into this game, and from what I was reading, there is going to be more cars released daily. It's going to be like a season. A lot of these games now, not only is the initial release just as important, but the games live on through events, open world, customizing your game, customizing your vehicle, racing teams. Just a lot of games now have longevity, which is really cool. For this, I consider this is one of the first games for the Microsoft Series X and S consoles to be one of their system sellers. Show you a few more pictures and then we'll go into the video. Okay, here we go with the video.
future. We are the future. And the future is now. We are the future. We are the future. We are the future. We're not going anywhere.
Anda, sí. Oye, Fagunta, dímelo, dímelo, dímelo.
Soy rara, te lo acepto, estoy loca, tengo mis defectos, perdida, corro de abajo arriba, aún no sé explicar la medida, lento, voy retrocediendo y cuento el tiempo que no vi siendo un ciego, voy cayendo cada mañana, lo siento desde la madrugada, en el campo esto es una batalla, pero no se me acaban las balas.
I got what you want, I promise. I'm not gonna front, I promise. Though, let's go. I got what they can't unlock, and I rock with you when I drop it. Though, let's go. I got something they can't knock it. I got something they can't top it. Though, let's go. We love it, but that's the folks. I'ma keep it 300. We extra though. Let's go. Can't be stopped. Gotta get out the box. Can't be stopped. Better get out the way. Can't be stopped. Gotta get out the box. Can't be stopped. Better get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way. What you want, I promise. I'm not gonna front, I promise. Though, let's go.
That was a look at Forza Horizon 5 that will be released here November 9th on the Xbox Series XS consoles, also on Steam, on Windows, and also through the xCloud service. Now, here's a fun thought. You can actually, some people now have early access to the game if they pre-ordered, and we're seeing that a lot for digital releases. If you pre-order digitally, you have access to some cars early, some tracks early. It's a big thing. Is a few episodes ago, we talked about Hot Wheels Unleashed, where Hairraiser was able to get his game early, and then he also got a few incentive bonuses. Kind of like the old days going to the store, you would pre-order a game, then you would get a pre-order bonus. I guess the bonuses are digital now. Let me know what you think about this game and the graphics. Everything was rendered 4K footage, was rendered in-game. And the Forza is a game that you just keep playing and playing, and like I said, no two races are the same. I'm looking forward to seeing, I know Jeremy Holder, one of our Delve friends in the community, contributors, I'm sure this will be a game that he plays. I'm looking forward to hearing more about this in the weeks and the days ahead as it comes out. Spoilers ahead. If you have or have not finished The Mandalorian, let me try to be as gentle as possible. Excuse me. Let me be as gentle as possible when it comes to the spoilers, because there is actually a scene where... Now let me turn this off. MacBook Pro speaker. I think I'm right. Okay. At the end of The Mandalorian Season 2, midway through The Mandalorian Season 2, Boba Fett made his triumphant return, which is awesome until you figure out, well, what's going to happen to Boba Fett? We finally see Boba Fett get his armor back, and he leaves with another associate. Well, the end credit scenes of Mandalorian Season 2, Boba Fett pretty much is going to be the ruler of the underworld on Tatooine. So what does that mean? It means that coming this winter, we get finally a Boba Fett live action series. Not a side character, not a character that's an afterthought, a very own series. And it is called Star Wars: The Book of Boba Fett. The Book of Boba Fett, a thrilling Star Wars adventure teased in a surprised end credit sequence following the Season 2 finale of The Mandalorian, finds legendary bounty hunter Boba Fett and mercenary Fennec Shand navigating the galaxy's underworld, where they return to the sands of Tatooine to stake their claim on the territory once ruled by Jabba the Hutt and his crime syndicate. This will be playing on Disney Plus starting December 29th of this year. Let us go right into the trailer as soon as I show you a few more stills of the series. You see a lot of, since it is in Tatooine, it is a lot of familiar faces. And there is the man himself, Boba Fett, back in his armor in all his glory.
I am not a bounty hunter. I've heard otherwise. I know that you sit on the throne of your former employer. Jabba ruled with fear. I intend to rule with respect.
You were all once captains under Jabba the Hutt.
I'm here to make a proposal that's mutually beneficial. Why speak of conflict when cooperation can make us all rich?
What prevents us all from killing you and taking what we want?
If you had spoken such insolence to Jabba, he'd have fed you to his menagerie.
Please, speak freely.
What do you think about that? Boba Fett, finally, his own series, front and center. No wondering how he got out of the Sarlacc pit. No expanded universe, which is cool in itself. No comic books this time. What I mean is, finally, a live action of one of the most beloved characters in Star Wars franchise history. Going back to the scene of the crime where and hopefully it was like one of my friends say, hopefully we get an episode on just how he got out of the Sarlacc pit. Everyone's been wanting to see Boba Fett, and when we saw him in The Mandalorian, we were excited. We were, oh, finally. We see just they did the character justice just in the episodes he was in The Mandalorian. Now he gets his own series. And you kind of feel like there's a little Sopranos vibe going on as he is now the boss of the underworld. And if you ever seen Kill Bill, there was a scene where he's with all the other underworld bosses kind of talking, well, why don't we just, take care of you now? And make a comment. It just reminded me of that scene from Kill Bill. So I really am looking forward to that. One of the things I like about Disney Plus is the service. They always have something for us to watch. As soon as you're done with one series, here comes another series. Then here comes another series. Then they throw in a few movies here and there. I really enjoyed The Mandalorian. I enjoyed all the characters. And to see the side characters, and especially Boba Fett, get their own series, I think is going to be awesome. Again, let me know in the comment sections what you think. As we adventure into the Star Wars galaxy, now we've adventured into a video game universe, if you want to call it, with Forza Horizon. Where should we adventure to next? I have an idea. Why don't we adventure to the days of way back in the 80s, when one of the most popular gifts was what they called a Nintendo Entertainment System. Let's take a period piece and explain to the younger generation just how crazy it might have been for a kid to get a Nintendo Entertainment System, and also the quest to find one for holiday season. And that's what we're going to get in this movie coming out to HBO Max called 8-Bit Christmas. And let's talk a little bit about 8-Bit Christmas. 8-Bit Christmas is coming out here on November 25th, 2021. A humorous and heartfelt look back at the adventures of childhood. Set in suburban Chicago in the late 80s, the story centers on 10-year-old Jake Doyle's Fegley's Herculean quest to get the latest and greatest video game system for Christmas. These photo credits that I'm showing you right now is by Sabrina Lantos. And we have Steve Zahn as John Doyle, June Diane Raphael as Kathy Doyle, and Bella Luna Resnick as Lizzie Doyle in New Line Cinemas and HBO's Max Family's film 8-Bit Christmas. We also have Sophia Reed Ganzert as Annie Doyle and Neil Patrick Harris as Jake Doyle. Let's see, did I do the same? Yeah, it looks like I did the... Let me show you the trailer, and then we'll talk a little bit more about this.
Every kid has that one gift they want more than anything for Christmas. This is the story of mine.
Bookends?
They have baseballs on them.
I see that.
No, not those. Nintendo. A maze of rubber wiring and electronic intelligence so advanced it was deemed not a video game, but an 8-bit entertainment system.
No Nintendo in my house.
I second that.
Looks like a no-go on Nintendo.
I needed a Christmas miracle. The year was 1987, or was it 88? Super Bowl was in 86.
Okay, does it really matter, Dad?
Okay. The year was the late 80s. I was 11 years old.
Did you wear a helmet?
Yeah, we always wore helmets in the 80s. Me and my friends would do anything just to play one.
Any of you huddle masters want to play? What have you brought me?
I got a goldfish!
Untraceable cash money.
It's the final countdown.
One thing became clear. I needed to get my own.
This is bigger than Christmas.
The final countdown.
This is our Vietnam.
I don't think that means what you think it means.
I have no idea what it means. We're gonna get in so much trouble.
Sometimes during Christmas, just when you think that all hope is lost, something magical happens.
Sold out in 20 minutes. It was ugly. One woman punched her grandma right in the throat. Same family, too.
Are you making all this up?
No way.
Did you guys hear in the reselling contest?
First prize is a brand new Nintendo Entertainment System.
I'm gonna kill you.
Hold on.
There are no rules. That Nintendo's mine.
What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
This kid thinks your wreath sucks.
Video games have been doing all kinds of strange things to children.
What?
It was the 80s. Stuff got real.
Red Dog, this is Bluebird. This is Rainbow 1. What happened to Red Dog? I changed it. We're allowed to change names now. This is Millennium Falcon. Super cool. Woo! Love it.
I was tickled when I saw that trailer because I was a kid in the 80s. I know what it was like when the Nintendo Entertainment System came out, to get one for Christmas, and to get some of the games where you were waiting patiently when they had the chip shortage, where you were waiting for Super Mario Brothers 2. Just to see that fun of going back in time, Neil Patrick Harris's character talking about what it was like to be a kid, to get a Nintendo, have that Nintendo culture. Another period piece, well, which was made during the time, the movie The Wizard, is just as good. And they kind of hint that this might be a generation's Christmas story. I'm not sure if it's going to be that epic, but if it embraces the fun of the video game craze, the 8-bit craze of the 80s, it's going to be a lot of fun. It brings back memories where, especially this holiday season, when probably some of the biggest gifts that there'll be will be the PlayStation 5, the Nintendo Switch OLED, and the Microsoft Series X and S consoles. Hopefully they won't be making movies like that 34 years ago now, like, oh, they punch someone in the throat on an escalator, just encapsulating the time. I think that's really cool. I'm going to look forward to watching that movie because I'm a kid of the 80s and I want to see what they do, and especially Neil Patrick Harris kind of narrating his younger self. If you notice some in the trailer, a person's wearing a power glove. If that doesn't scream 80s Nintendo, that everyone had to have a power glove when it was growing up, I don't know what does. Again, it is cool when we see all these type of things in pop culture. There we go. As we start thinking about adventures that we've had during the holiday season, whether it's going for that system or for a major release or maybe a movie coming out at the holiday time, there's always a memory that we have when it comes to this holiday season, or going to either shopping or as a kid, something to that effect, like they show in the 8-Bit Christmas. Dell's pop question of the day is, do you have any fun stories about shopping for something pop culture related? And it doesn't have to be holiday shopping. It could be something that you wanted or you were getting as a gift. Just anything. And I use AirTags Fun. Something that you wanted to get, someone got for you. They told you, oh, you wouldn't believe what I had to do to get this thing. I want to hear about them in the comments, because that's kind of fun of when we go on that quest to get something that we want, or someone gets it for us. So if you have any fun stories, let's throw them in the comments and we'll talk about them. Okay, what do we got going on in comments and discussions today? Let me see here. Oh, and I'm flipped over, so let me... Okay, let's see. What do we got here? You can bear with me all for just a minute. Get this resized. There we go. All right. Josh was talking about Forza earlier. It's pretty incredible in-game footage for Forza. Yes, indeed. And I am just wondering if we will get to see if it looks as good, if it plays as good as it looks. That's going to be a special treat, especially with all the graphics where it says that the world changes and the landscape and environment changes and no two seasons is actually the same. That's going to be cool as you go to the different locations and you have weather damage or just reflecting the seasons. I think that will be really cool. So this trailer in-game footage looks awesome. I can't wait to see how it plays. It reminded me of a Fast and Furious movie. Yeah, souping up your cars. Did you notice the Volkswagen that they found it in the garage? They souped it up different levels, new paint job, and then they tricked it out. And so that would be cool when you find literally a clunker and you take it from very clunky into a custom hot rod. That will be awesome as well. Really cool to see Ming-Na Wen in the Book of Boba Fett too. I wasn't expecting to see her in Star Wars. Yes, they've got a lot of characters that they bring back, or actresses, actors that they come in. So it's really cool that the Star Wars franchise just brings so many different actors and actresses of all genres together to play different characters, and being able to actually bring back characters from The Mandalorian, and maybe we'll get a few surprises from characters that we haven't seen since the classic movies. Who knows? Neil Patrick Harris. Wow, Neil Patrick Harris has been a busy guy between this and The Matrix. I think Neil Patrick Harris is always busy. I wonder if he jumped between movies, literally from going from this, like, okay, I got to shoot this scene, and then I got to go back to this scene, and then I got to go back to this scene. I wonder if he actually wore his Matrix outfit on 8-Bit Christmas, and then if he took his Nintendo controller in the Matrix. Who knows? But definitely, he is one of the very best actors, very talented, and can pretty much pull off any role. Looks cool. That movie looks cool, like a cross between A Christmas Story and Jingle All the Way. Yeah, let's see if they can capture some of that magic from A Christmas Story, definitely. And Jingle All the Way, one of the classics, going to get your figure, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and also Sinbad. That was a fun movie, especially when he dressed up as the main toy for on the parade. If you haven't watched that one, that's a cute movie to watch. I still remember getting a PS1 for Christmas. I think the only game I had was the demo disc, so I spent the whole day playing Spyro the Dragon. I think it only had the first 2 levels, but it was really fun. Did they get you at least a memory card? Or even though it was a demo disc, you probably played it over and over again. Back then, when you got the PlayStation, you also probably had to get an RF adapter, unless you hooked it through the VCR, but also had to get the memory card. I wonder when they show this classic Nintendo game, if they will have the system with Super Mario Brothers and the 2 controllers, because that was how the system came, or they had the Zapper and Duck Hunt. Just remember those classic games back in the day. It's a lot of fun to reminisce about those systems, how they evolved, getting a Nintendo, getting a Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, getting a PlayStation, a pack-in game, 2 controllers, pack-in game, 1 controller, demo disc, 1 controller. Now it's just system, 1 controller. The evolution of the systems and maybe they'll have a sequel, 16-bit Christmas, trying to find an extra controller, or 32-bit Christmas, got to get a memory card or an RF adapter. Just some fun things to think about. I want to thank everyone for putting their stuff in the comments. And that will wrap up this week's episode of Delve Live. I want to thank everyone for watching and just kind of thinking about what type of adventures we can go on in pop culture. Video games, exotic locations, exotic cars, where you can customize your cars and go into different environments, or taking an adventure with one of your favorite characters from movie lore and now seeing them actually bringing stories to life in a galaxy far, far away, or an adventure in a far back time called the 80s, where things were different back then, and reliving what it was like to get video game systems, to have your friends over playing couch co-op. All this stuff is why pop culture is so great. So for this week's episode of Delve, I want to thank you for watching, and remember to share this video and leave me a comment on what type of content you want to see in future episodes. And until next time, enjoy pop culture, celebrate pop culture, have your community discuss new and exciting things that you have seen, post a video on someone's Facebook page about how you want to, there's a new clip of maybe your favorite Marshmallow figures that are coming out for a certain movie, or get together with a group of friends and talk about some of the cool things that are coming out. Have fun, enjoy pop culture, and delve on.